So I haven't posted a update in quite a bit of time. I think the last video I did was talking about the very noteworthy John Legend concert and how kind of freeing it was. But a couple weeks ago, I was taken off the antidepressant that I was on and put on a new one. The antidepressant that I was on, my insurance no longer covered it because of job changes and all these things. And for a few months leading up to the switch, I had been paying out of pocket for the antidepressant. It was like, I don't know, $400 or something. It's pretty pricey without insurance for these sorts of drugs. But since it wasn't covered anymore and I was getting established with a new doctor and everything, she thought it was best to switch to a different medicine, which meant a different dosage and all of this stuff. And I looked some stuff up online, and some sources, sites, whatever, said that you shouldn't just ever stop one antidepressant cold turkey, even if you're going on another one, because you might still experience withdrawal symptoms and everything. But that's what I ended up doing. I was under the advisement of my own doctor, so I just kind of had all confidence in her and stopped Prestique one day and started, I have it right here actually, it's the generic version of Effexor, which is basically Prestique's like cousin, sister drug, whatever. And yeah, I can see why people say not to do that. I mean, it wasn't like well, it was jarring, but it wasn't like debilitating. I could drive and everything, but I was really drowsy, didn't have an appetite, was nauseous, dizzy, had everything that I experienced when I started on Prestique over a year ago, just to a lesser degree. But I've been on it for a couple weeks now, and I would say that it's not as effective as the Prestique, which has been a little bit discouraging. I've felt just more anxious. I actually was going to my best friend's house the other day and ended up turning around, driving. I just came home. I just couldn't do it. I was really, really, really anxious, like on the border of a panic attack, and it's really weird being in that in-between of like panicking but not having a full-blown panic attack where you can't breathe and everything. It kind of feels like you're like being shaken internally, like, if that even makes sense. And like, you don't look like you're shaking at all. Like, if you were to put your hand out, you're not shaking, but like you just feel like you're being shaken internally. And if like you were to go to step or like make a movement or something, it wouldn't be smooth. It wouldn't be guaranteed that you would, you know, take that step smoothly. I don't even know if that makes sense. It's so hard to explain like symptoms, like physical symptoms of anxiety if you've never experienced them. But it got really bad and I turned around and that was that. I haven't done that in a really long time. But with all that being said, a lot's been going on lately too, where I could just be experiencing more anxiety because, you know, my mom has been sick, my mom's been in the hospital, and you know, she was pretty seriously ill, and I recently quit my job and then changed this medication, made the transition to being a stay-at-home mom again. So I think it's just maybe the culmination of all this change once again, that it's kind of been yeah, not as smooth sailing as things have been in the past. But talking to this doctor, she said it'd be best to schedule an appointment with the psychologist who's in their office, which is nice that they're in their office, because with the insurance you need a recommendation, or a referral rather, to see a therapist or whoever if you want it covered. So I need to schedule an appointment with a psychologist. I think I'm going to get back into the swing of things. I haven't done therapy or anything in quite some time, but I've noticed myself kind of using, you know, I want to be careful with how I word this, because I don't want to say that antidepressants are a crutch. I don't think that's true. I think they're necessary in some respects, but I've kind of noticed that since I feel so good, or since I have felt so good on the Prestige, I haven't had the idea of like actively fighting anxiety and being on the offensive side of it as much as I did before I went on the Prestige. So like, you know, if I want to have another kid, when I have another kid, whatever, I can't, it's not the best thing to be on antidepressants and all these things, so I want to be able to have all those tools that I kind of got good at having back. And a psychologist can help me do that, monitor the medicine, of course, too, and all of that. So, yeah, I wanted to, like, pop on and keep documenting this as kind of candidly, I guess, as I can, just because it's not something that is going to be going away any day soon. It's something that I'm going to have to like keep managing and fighting and all this stuff for quite some time. So, and I want to, you know, make the most out of it. I've been living and breathing this for the past 3 years at this point. 3? 4? 3? 3.5? I don't know. But, so I want to use it for something else. And yeah, so new dosage, psychologist, to be pursued, and I hope to like pop on here and do some updates on staying at home with the kids with anxiety and all of that stuff. If you have read my blog in the past 3 years, you know that route before was quite challenging for me, so yeah, just keep on the lookout. Now that I'm home, not being in demand 9 to 5 at a job, I'm gonna try to do some more of my own stuff. So thanks guys, bye.